So again, if you're going to be out and about here for the rest of the afternoon, I will say to have a light jacket with you. Not too cold tonight, but again, we are going to be getting chilly once more as we head towards the afternoon into tomorrow morning. We may have a little patchy frost for some of you tomorrow, so don't be surprised if you do have to scrape a little frost off. Again, not as thick as it was this morning. It was pretty interesting because you had a mix of the pollen and then everything had froze over with the frost on it, and you're out there kind of scraping yellow frost off. So it was quite a sight to see, that was for sure. So let's get you now to your forecast. That's why you are here, not to see what we're in for as we go towards tonight. Looking good right now. Not much happening there in Grifton, across Pitt County here. There, most of our area is staying fairly quiet. Everything's green. All this rain we've had, everything's blossomed and everything's blooming now outside of everywhere. So again, if you have allergies, suffer from allergies, hope you have your allergy medicine on standby just in case if you need to consume that. And if you enjoy the outdoors and don't suffer from allergies, we hope you can enjoy yourself out there, especially this weekend. Not looking too bad back towards Belhaven this afternoon. Things are looking pretty calm and quiet. Though temperatures are in the upper 50s and low 60s, so it's very nice, tolerable out there for anybody trying to get off work and now school as we're now approaching the early afternoon, late afternoon, early evening hours. Maybe try to get some things done outdoors. Should be good to go. Really not much of a complaint there. A little bit cooler back towards the Outer Banks in the upper 40s and low 50s. We again have that northerly breeze coming in at times right now, about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So give or take, winds are on the stronger side toward the northern Outer Banks, while most of our inland locations are staying fairly calm and quiet with just a light and variable gust. First alert live radar showcasing again some clouds sneaking on in here across our area. They're not producing any rain, just overcast skies, partly to mostly cloudy skies is the theme here for much of our area. Some rain showers back to central and northern-ish Virginia, showcasing you that. Meanwhile, some much quieter weather, high pressures in control, allowing us to see some much needed break in our precipitation here. I tell you what, it's been a very, very wet it seems like every other week we're dealing with something with the form of heavy rain or any sort of precipitation. Not here over the next couple of days. So tomorrow, looking ahead in the time here, we're looking pretty good all the way around the board. Minus the upper 30s, low to mid 30s inland. We're going to start off pretty chilly out there, warming up nicely to near 70 by the afternoon. So if you're going to be outside tomorrow, you should be able to be having no complaints with anything impending your forecast. If you're going to be heading down towards the coastline, mix of clouds and sunshine remain about. Now again, overnight tonight we're going to be pretty clear and quiet with a few passing clouds, and then tomorrow morning for the bigger picture, showcasing you those temperatures starting things off in your freezing, above freezing for our coastal counties, and then getting up in the mid to low 60s by lunchtime, and then late in the afternoon getting near 70, 71, 72. So not a bad afternoon really to wrap up the week, heading into our almost soon to be final week of March now. Next week we'll be flipping the calendar again, like we just did it. I feel like we just flipped it to January. Now we're flipping it to April. Clouds increase late in the afternoon, bringing a small chance of showers late overnight into early morning hours of Saturday. This is not a washout. This is not going to be enough to kind of completely dampen your plans. Most of this rain's going to be falling realistically while you're sleeping, or if you're up early watching us on the Saturday morning program, you may be dealing with a few showers at times. But overall, though, most of our area is staying dry for the first half of the weekend, and well, most of the weekend really it's going to be looking nice, mild. Temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s, so a very quiet start really to begin the weekend, minus that overnight rain chance. That's really just about it. Again, most model guidance, they're really not honing on a lot of rain, a quarter of an inch or less, maybe a few tenths here or there. Overall, though, the winds begin to relax, so we're not going to be dealing with these windy conditions like we've been dealing with for the last several weeks. Of course, the saying goes, March winds brings April showers, brings May flowers, so we'll see how we come out with the rain for April. We need the rain, obviously, for growing season, and obviously we get our dry season, too, where that brings a concern for wildfires normally, so hopefully we can stay away from that. We've had a few prescribed burns in between, scheduled burns, but nothing too out of the ordinary. We get breezy Saturday morning as that system does pass on its way through, and then eventually winds begin to die down as we go towards early Saturday morning. Your forecast again for the next several days to come, that rain chance coming in tomorrow night, that's really just about, it's a weak little system that's going to be off and on and not producing a lot of rain with it, unfortunately. So if you're going to be looking for rain chances here, they're going to be coming very scarcely the way things are going right now. Mid 80s though. Well, maybe somebody might get close to 90 by Sunday. with the humidity slightly going up, but it's going to be a doable heat. You're not going to be out there, sweating immersively as I usually would do in the middle of July. But overall, most of our area is staying pretty quiet. After Monday's rain chance, a few passing showers, that's really just about it. Mid-80s there, fall to the 50s on Tuesday. Similar to we had this past earlier the week, except we're not dropping to the 40s. We're actually be holding down in the 50s and 60s for most of the week. And then, hey, let's try 80 degrees as we go towards next Friday. So we have more 80s on our 8-day than we do 70s, or about equal the amount of 70 and 80 degree days, give or take. But upper 80s, yeah, but low to mid 80s for sure, indefinite. We could see a potential for a little bit of some patchy frost early next week as our overnight lows return back to the 30s, and then we bounce back in the 60s at night again. So we're not looking too bad of a forecast all the way around the board here. So if you're looking for plans to get outside, you've got most of the weekend. Early overnight hours, generally between about 3 a.m. and about 7 a.m. is the best opportunity to pick up any rain. If we do see rain, it's not going to be a lot. So if you wake up Saturday morning, you'll be dealing with that. Wash the pollens away. That's really the good thing. We need the rainfall in the springtime is to really clean the air out with the pollen and help us continue with that too. So that's the nice thing about the rain in the springtime. Washes away that pollen. Really doesn't do much of a concern. Hey, and of course makes everything bloom. So we have that to look forward to. So other than that, we're pretty quiet here as we go towards the next few weeks. Probably one of the calmest 8 days we've had in a long time. Generally speaking, no snow, no major severe thunderstorms. Thankfully, we can kind of stay away from that for a little bit. We already had our practice run of severe weather twice in the matter of a week. So we've already had last Thursday and this past Monday. Of course, that brought all those heavy gusty winds, and no tornadoes this past week. We had, and the only one was in Charlotte. That was on Monday. Our tornadoes, of course, happened a week ago today. We had those strong thunderstorms interrupting your evening commute. So a little sigh of relief there. Good looking weekend, minus those stray showers early Saturday morning. So on that note, hope you all have a wonderful afternoon and evening. Chief Meteorologist Zach Holder will be back with you tonight. He'll have more coming up on our weather stream. He'll have more of an in-depth of an analysis as model data does continue to come in. Until we talk next time, we hope you enjoy your, what's today? Thursday, most of the weekend. We're almost there, folks. Take care.